This is your cell and molecular biology course. I'm your course instructor in. In this video, we will explore how cells move molecules in and out of their plasma membrane through two primary transport mechanisms: passive transport, which does not require energy, and active transport, which relies on energy. These processes are vital for maintaining balance within cells. The cell membrane, often referred to as the gatekeeper of the cell, plays a vital role in controlling the flow of materials in and out. This process is crucial for maintaining a balance of ions, nutrients, and waste products necessary for cellular processes. Membrane transport can be broadly divided into two types: passive transport, which does not require energy, and active transport, which requires energy to move substances against their concentration gradients. Understanding these mechanisms is key to grasping how cells interact with their environment and maintain homeostasis. Now let's see the overview of passive transport. Passive transport is driven by the natural tendency of molecules to spread from areas of high concentration to areas of low concentration. In this session, we will explain diffusion, facilitated diffusion, and osmosis. All these are types of passive transport. Now let's see simple diffusion. Diffusion is the simplest form of passive transport, where small molecules such as oxygen and carbon dioxide move freely through the membrane following their concentration gradient. In the illustration at the left, you can see the molecules moving across the lipid bilayer following their concentration gradient. Facilitated diffusion, on the other hand, allows larger or polar molecules such as glucose to pass through the membrane with the help of specialized proteins embedded in the membrane. In the illustration, you can see protein channels embedded in the lipid bilayer. Through these channels, the molecules are transported into the cytoplasmic region of the cell. Now let's see osmosis. Osmosis refers specifically to the movement of water. Water travels through the membrane via aquaporin channels to balance solid concentration on both sides of the membrane. Here is an illustration showing osmosis, where the water molecules move from area of low solute concentration to high solute concentration through semi-permeable membrane. Now let's see an overview of active transport. Active transport, unlike passive transport, requires energy input. Molecules are pushed from low to high concentration, which is against their natural movement direction.
This process ensures that essential molecules such as ions are concentrated in specific areas of the cell. Active transport requires energy in the form of ATP to move these molecules against their concentration gradient. Here is an illustration showing active transport of molecules or ions from a region of lower concentration to high concentration, which is against their concentration gradient. Here, the ATP molecule is utilized. This transport requires energy, where the ATP is converted into ADP and phosphate ion. One of the most famous examples of active transport is the sodium potassium pump. It actively moves sodium ions out of the cell and potassium ions into the cell, maintaining an electrochemical gradient, which is crucial for nerve cell function. Here is an illustration of sodium potassium pump. You can see three sodium ions moving out of the cell and two potassium ions entering the cell with the help of ATP molecule, which is converted into ADP and phosphate ion. Another form of active transport includes processes like endocytosis, where cells engulf large particles. Here is an illustration showing endocytosis, uh, where you can see different types like phagocytosis, where solid particles are engulfed, pinocytosis, where fluid or liquid particles are engulfed, and then you can see receptor mediated endocytosis, where the molecules are attached to the receptors, and then the along with the receptors, the vesicle is formed. And exocytosis, where cells expel substances such as waste or proteins out of the cell. Here is an illustration. You can see the process of exocytosis, where newly formed vesicle containing waste gets fused with the cell membrane, and then the waste particles are released out of the cell. To summarize, passive transport allows molecules to move naturally, requiring no energy, whereas active transport uses cellular energy to move molecules in the opposite direction of their concentration gradient. Here is an illustration which visualizes the key differences between active and passive transport mechanisms, showing how each works within the cell membrane. You can see simple diffusion and then the facilitated diffusion through protein channels. These are the types of passive transport. You can see active transport of ions or molecules through the protein channel with the help of ATP. In conclusion, These transport mechanisms are essential for the survival of the cells and for processes such as nutrient absorption, waste removal, and maintaining internal balance. Understanding these mechanisms is crucial for advances in medical research, particularly in developing treatments for conditions that affect cellular transport. For instance, in human physiology, the sodium potassium pump is vital for nerve impulses, muscle contractions, and also in maintaining proper heart functions. Disorders in cellular transport mechanisms can lead to various health issues, including cystic fibrosis, where defective ion channels disrupt chloride transport, which leads to thick mucus buildup in the lungs. Moreover, active and passive transport processes are also the basis for many drug delivery systems. Medical researchers leverage these natural cellular processes to design treatments that optimize the uptake of therapeutic compounds. For example, targeting specific transporters in cancer cells can improve drug delivery while minimizing harm to the healthy cells. In conclusion, the knowledge about active and passive transport not only lays the foundation for the cell biology but also plays a vital role in medical research, disease treatment, and innovative biotechnological solutions for future challenges. Thank you.